right, the topic of this workshop is no matter what. There's going to be two speakers. After the speakers speak, then we will have a limited of about 3 minutes to come up and share if you want to come up and share. The first speaker tonight is going to be Teresa. And please turn off your cell phones. It will affect the recording.
I'm Teresa Madden. First of all, I'd like to thank the God of my understanding for allowing me another day clean. And the topic is no matter what. You know, first thing I thought about was my clean date is 12/10 for 1989. And I remember thinking that I had surrendered and reached my bottom February 7 of 1989. And, you know, I got into a relationship with a T on the end. And I had almost 9 months clean, and I picked up again. So I remember through the God of my understanding, grace and mercy, picking me back up December 10th of 1989. I surrendered again. And almost 9 months later, you know, I heard you all say everything is a lesson and a blessing. I've seen this individual almost around the exact same time that I used, almost 9 months later again, I got almost 9 months clean again. And I remember I was at work, and I remember going in the office and calling my sponsor. I said, I see him. She said, well, what you gonna do this time? I said, no matter what, I ain't gonna use, but I ain't gonna tell you I ain't gonna deal with him again. And I really didn't know what no matter what mean, but I knew that was my first no matter what. I'm gonna do this. I might, you know, suffer some pain, you know, but no matter what, I'm not gonna pick up drugs again. And you know, and life takes on, you know, the God of my understanding, he don't ask me my permission for things to happen in my life. You know, and that was a reality. I remember around 1997, I have 3 sons, 37, 29, and 28 and 27. And my oldest born, I remember the detective, just like yesterday. It was the last day where you get your W-2 form, and he had dropped it at the scene of the crime. And anyway, he probably would have got off, but again, that wasn't in the plan. And he started confessing, and they gave him 10 years to serve. And man, you talking about a no matter what. You know, with 8 years clean, I don't know if, I'm not promoting this, but I had just seen this movie about first-time felony and what they had did to the guy in prison. So my head was like they was raping him, they was doing this to him. He was this little boy, and for about 6 weeks, he stayed in the county jail, and I was kind of like going through the process of recovery. I'm trusting God and this, and I would never forget. I got the call and say they don't ship him off. I said, oh, you know, it was like death. It was like a death sentence to me. And I never forget, he called me, he said, Mom, I'm a man. I did the crime, I'm gonna do the time. And that was a no matter what, because if I had used, I couldn't have been there when he got out and did those 7 years and 2 months and 26 days. I had a place, by me staying clean, no matter what, I had a place for him to come to. I gave him 6 months. You can eat when I eat, you can stay here. I even had a job for him when he got out. But no matter what, I didn't use. You know, and since then, you know, that was the blessing because it turned his life around. He's got a success story. He's doing some things in his life. And, you know, later on in life, the no matter what, you know, this death thing, people passing away in my life. And I remember my mother calling me one day, and it was 2004. And my niece, my sister's only daughter, she said, go by and check on her. They said she didn't, she was on dialysis. She was 23. She's the love of my life. Go by and check on her. They said she didn't come out to the dialysis van to pick up. And I went over to her apartment, and she was in this coma. And she had been there probably most of the night. And she had lost all her vital. And I believe she was, she was dead then, but they just couldn't pronounce her dead. And that was one of those no matter what again. That the God of my understanding, he didn't ask my permission. He just do what he need to do. You know what I'm saying? But again, I couldn't have been there for my sister if I used. And I remember in 2005, my oldest brother finding him the same way. You talking about no matter what. Then this big one in 2006, my mother. And she got a chance to see me 17 years clean. And this lady, I don't know. I never felt that. I felt like a newcomer because I never felt those feelings before. It was like an emptiness, a feeling inside of me like I was back in her room or something, and I was missing something when she passed. And I felt like I was losing my mind. Whatever you do to me, I was like, I want to be with my mama. And subconsciously, I had to go to grief counseling. I was actually saying I want to die, and I never felt that way. And I went into this mode of looking at her picture and for about 3 months sitting there like I was losing my mind. I really didn't know I was losing my mind. I remember every time my mate would leave, my son would ring the doorbell. And I didn't get it for about a month, but she was calling them. They didn't want me to ever be alone. So one would show up at the door, and then when that one leaves, another one would show, and they'd be sitting there with me, and I'd be like, why y'all keep visiting me? And they said, Mom, you don't get it together, we're going to sign you up somewhere. I said, no, y'all just want my things. Y'all want my house, you want my car, and that, they use reverse psychiatry on me, and that way I got on up and did what I need to do with no matter what. I didn't go crazy. I didn't take those pills, that lady with that little dot on her head told me I need to take. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't do that because it felt like drugs to me. And y'all said no matter what. I ain't telling nobody else's story, what they can take and what. But no matter what, I've been diagnosed with all of it. Bipolar, all of the above. But I just never choose to take that medication. Y'all told me that Narcotics Anonymous and these steps can help me get through whatever. But I just got to work a little hard to get through it. So I suited up. No matter what, I went to 2 or 3 meetings a day. I called my sponsor. I cried. I grieved. My process was my process. But no matter what, I didn't use. And I've had some disappointments in my life, and I'm quite sure I've disappointed some people. I remember coming in here, and it was about getting the car and getting the jewelry and sexing, and the God of my understanding, he allowed me to get all those things. But I remember at 10 years clean, I missed the part that you all said it's a spiritual program. And at 10 years clean, I was homicide and suicide. And I said, it got to be more, and I was taking my sponsees through steps. I had been through the step a couple times. And why am I feeling like this big dark hole inside of my gut that nothing I tried could fill it? And I tried to fill it, y'all. If it could be filled, I could have filled it. And so I remember talking, I met some people and I had a sponsor, and I remember talking this spiritual thing, but my feet wasn't going the way I was talking, but I just kept talking. And someone told me, say, you keep talking, it's like a thorn in your side. You talk it, and that thorn will it start hurting, and you'll take it out and you'll start walking it. You know, and that's what happened for a lot of years. After that 10 years clean, I just started talking this spiritual program, talking these principles, hope, faith, integrity, and something happened inside. It just came like automatic, like no matter what, the desire of using, the desire of hurting myself, the desire of hurting you, it just left. It was like something filled this void for real. And once you get it, you can't lose it. I came here with it. It just needed to be awakened. And today, you know, I love life. I didn't think I was going to be speaking this weekend. You know, I've been working with Gretna for the last 5 or 6 years, and I set some goals for myself because I like to experience new things. You know, I was in the Midtown area for like about 17 years, and I didn't see a whole lot of white bodies. And I said, well, I'm going to jump out there and get around some white bodies, you know, experience some things. Because y'all was around me when I first came in. You was in Midtown area, deep. And you all would come pick me up from way up north and come down to Atlanta and take me to meetings. So I jumped in and I was taught some things. You know, and I had set some goals. I worked on the area level, and I worked on the convention level. And I told myself I want to one day work on the region level, one day work on the world level, just to pass it on to my sponsee. Why be in a program and you don't know anything about it? You don't know the history. Everything that I did, I tried to find out the history of it. Where it come from, how you do it, and you know, what it gonna make you feel like, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So now, a program that's saving my life, no matter what, I need to get involved. Because when those no matter what come, if I get in the middle, it's like I'm standing on the edge, I'm gonna fall off, but I stay in the middle, even with clean time. Because some days, no matter what, it's up here. If y'all really knew what I was thinking, and it just come out of nowhere, where you know, kill them, and you'll get the insurance, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, where did that come from? Where did that come from, you know? And so it just been the biggest blessing, you know? And so last month, they called me, well, the month before then, they had called me a couple months. They had called me and said they pulled me out the pool and they wanted me on the board of director of the region. So they voted me in last month, you know, and I'm the only female. I'm the only black body. I walked in there with all those good old boys. I said, I think I can handle all y'all. And that's a no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And that broke the ice for me. So we can get the business of not looking, because this is a spiritual thing. For real, for real. You can, you know, I limit my own self. I put my own self in a box. You know, y'all told me no matter what my preference is, no matter what my color is, but then I want to get up here and talk about it. Y'all said that don't even matter, so why am I talking about it? I put my own self in a box. Why do I need to go to certain meetings? I can go to any meeting and get honest, because probably whatever the man dealing with, I'm dealing with it too, probably. Whatever the bodies, whatever, the spirit, mind, body, spirit, I'm dealing with it. Whatever your secret, probably my secret too. So that no matter what, I must not use no matter what. So I can get to that knowledge. Because I got to know. I got to get some knowledge to be able to live it. If I don't know it, if I don't know this program, knowing this program don't make nothing. But if I don't know it, I don't know how to practice it. And see, I need something visual. I got a sponsor with 40 years. Got 2 home groups. show up, conventions, do what it got to do. So my 25 years is not enough, no matter what. And this spirit part of the program has got me to where I'm at today. You know, I heard this guy again. I bought into it. Told me a long time ago. He said, Teresa, you can form these relationships with your mate. You can form these relationships with your kids. You can form these relationships with your co-worker. You can do all that, even the people's in the room, and miss the God of your understanding. But it's impossible to form this relationship with the God of your understanding and miss all those people you told me about. And I said, okay, I'm going to buy into that. I'm going to stop putting so much emphasis on my mate. So much emphasis on my children. You know what I'm saying? Because that kept me messed up for years. Then no matter what, I really, I just think about 3 or 4 years ago, when I moved way up north, Forsyth County, up 400, that I got my little 27-year-old off from sucking my titties. He was still, you know, and what happened was, I was down south. He could catch a bus. I was right there. If he called me and said, somebody done beat me up or they running after me, I jump in the car, what, da. But I was way up north, and I didn't want to drive back down here for nothing most of the time. You know, that traffic, 400, you got to time your schedule. You know what don't let it be an accident. You got a 4-hour sit on the expressway. So the God of my understanding does for me a lot of time, no matter what I can do for myself. And in that process now, my business has brought me back down to Atlanta a lot, but he's learned to kind of like maneuver a lot on his own. And even with me being down here, he don't call on me. He's growing up. You know, and this no matter what, I raised these 3 boys and I wanted a grandbaby, and I said, God, please let it. I said, I know I shouldn't ask you for nothing. I just should pray only for knowledge of your will and the power to carry it out. But I said, please let me have a grandbaby and be a girl. I asked for that. And I had, my baby boy, the irresponsible one, just like me, a mirror put it in there. I see him, male versus female. He's just like me. Indifferent, intolerant, talk crazy out the side of his mouth like I did to my mama, my curse, I be want to hit him upside the head. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. But I was like, she came out so beautiful. Beautiful. But the mama moved back to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And I fell in love. I was flying, spending all my money going to Harrisburg. 8 days old, staying in the hotel, formed a relationship with her for a whole year. And her mother said, because her and my son didn't make it, you won't see her no more. You talking about her no matter what. Again, like something has snatched my heart out. I mean, and I want to trust this program and this process. You know, and then she was calling me some name. It wasn't nice, you know, and then I want to say, do you know who I am? I wanted to go there. But because that love I had for my grandbaby, I wouldn't go there with her mother. That's what kept me. I would say God kept me, but my little Saini kept me. Because I said, if I love her that much, I cannot disrespect her mother. So y'all told me if I need a lawyer, I need a judge, I need to go to him. I could have come in here and cried to y'all, but I went to somebody who really could help me do this. And I got some rights. And even that son, just like me, really not accountable, through me helping him, he got joint custody. And they made me the overseer over him. You And it was a process. It didn't happen overnight. I had to fly back and forth, back and forth. But no matter what, I never disrespect her to this day. She do some things, and she didn't let me get her when the court said. When we went back to court, and again the judge said, ma'am, you don't give her, like I told you, every holidays and all of the summer. Next time you don't come and do 6 months. Reality hit her. So I am so grateful, and I respect her. I help her. And no matter what, I'm not a money bag. She say, give me $200, I'll let you see her. I don't have to do that. I'm grandma. I'm still grandma. I do the best I can, And so those are some of the no matter what's that's been through my life. I was diagnosed with diabetes a couple years ago. And they told me before they diagnosed me, they say, you're borderline. But you won't be a diabetic if you diet and exercise. Just that simple. I think I left there and ate more and started eating more sweets, subconsciously. But what I decided to do, and this is not for anybody else, I decided about a year ago to take myself off the medicine, even off the cholesterol medicine. And guess what I'm doing, guys? I'm dieting and exercise. And every time that I go, everything is normal. I haven't even had the courage to tell my doctor that I don't take the medication. So no matter what, this program works. You just have to apply it in every area of your life. Every area. The hope, the honesty, the willingness, the perseverance. That self-discipline is a booger. Bring me some cream cookies. I can't just eat one. The no matter what. And I watch people's in my family. Like I said, no matter what. My niece, she was a diabetic. She lost her eyesight. She was on dialysis, 23 years old. She passed away. My brother, dialysis, diabetes. My mother, my sister, she's on it. The no matter what, and they only offer you one promise of freedom from active addiction, but you get many, many gifts. And before I got here, I used to drink that alcohol drug, and I would just be tyrant over my family. A tyrant. I terrorized their lives. And I wouldn't do y'all, I would do my family. My sister would have me locked up, and I was just crazy. And that same sister today has put me over everything that she owned. She when I first got clean, she physically fight me. I think she just looked at me and just said, you bet, you said a bet. You know what I'm saying? But today, just no matter what. And I didn't even ask God to take care of that. For a whole year, I wouldn't even speak to her. But my sponsor kept whispering in my ear, what if something happened to her? What if something happened to her? What if she passed away? How would you feel? And I went to her one day. I said, you get on my nerve, you talk too much, but every now and then I'll just come by and holler at you and we'll hang out. She said, okay, my sister. You know what I'm saying? And we formulated a relationship. Y'all taught me being honest, confront the situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I was raised up. If I love you, I'm gonna try to tell you the truth. I'm not cliquish. The most I run with is my mate. If that, I'm running by myself, and me and the God of my understanding. I can go from the east side, west side, north side, south side. They know Teresa not because I kiss butt and click it, because I stand on some principles. And it's hard sometimes. This guy used to say, it takes a big ball to tell the truth. And sometimes you got to stand up there and tell it the truth all by yourself. Now what you gonna do? Because the real deal, y'all can't hurt me like I can hurt me. So when I get to that reality, I don't be afraid. And if I close my eyes, we all just a spirit. I don't even see you like I think I see you. And that's my journey. That's my journey, no matter what. You know, and I don't know if you're coming with growing spiritual or getting older. But I think it's intertwining with both. Eyes don't see as much as they used to. Get up in the morning, the leg hurt, I ain't even hit it. I said, God, what is going on? I was like, oh, I ain't hit it. Did somebody beat me up last night or hit me? You know what I'm saying? So it gives you a reality check that you're more down than up. You know, it's coming to an end, so I need to get my spirit in order. Get my house in order. And I ain't talking about that house I live in. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all gave me. Everything that I'm talking about today, I was given by some people. And even today, y'all giving me something that will sustain me to whatever tomorrow might bring. And I don't know what. No matter what. That I don't have to use no drugs. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. That was really good. All right, our next speaker is going to be Tony H.
I'm Tony, I'm Addict. Hey, Tony. I was just nominated or appointed or whatever a few minutes ago. And wow, just coming to a convention, I registered and they made me a hugger, so doing good. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm Tony, I'm Addict, and no matter what, you know, that statement can be spiritual in nature. It's just not a phrase. It can be spiritual in nature if I allow it to be. You know, this program, I found out this program is designed to help keep us clean when we don't really even have the power to do it. A lot of phrases, easy does it, keep coming back, no matter what. And that's one of them. That simple phrase, if I allow it to be spiritual, can keep me from picking up. Especially when I only got a few months or a few weeks and I haven't worked any steps. So I don't know shit about the program. I haven't really had a spiritual awakening, but a lot of time, simple phrases like that can keep me from picking up, because I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time, and you guys say it, and it's written, and we have it on the walls. So I'm in a situation when I'm new, and I want to use dope, and I keep hearing this no matter what. No matter what. Don't pick up no matter what. And a lot of time that stuck. That's all I heard. And I wouldn't pick up. Even though I have the desire to use, and I want to use, I still didn't pick up. And I've been clean. My clean date is 7/1/91. So we're talking almost 24 years. I came to Narcotics Anonymous 28 years ago. And I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. So we're talking about no matter what. Now, what are we talking about? Drugs, sex, violence, money, food. It's a whole lot of shit that I have to apply to my life today. Drug isn't an issue in my life. Hasn't been an issue in a long time. I lost the desire to do drugs I remember the last night. It was on a Sunday night. I left a meeting in 1992. The last night I had a desire to do drugs. And I was working the step with the sponsor. So I don't struggle with using drugs or a desire to do drugs, but I'm still familiar with the statement, no matter what. It's a process. You know, it's a process we all have to go through. No one come in here at 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. No one come in here with the experience with the 12 steps. We have to learn this shit and live it. So no matter what, I came to Augusta in 91 under the Department of Corrections, and they reintroduced me to Narcotics Anonymous, right? I'm in the Virgin Center, facing prison. They divert you from going to prison. And guys came out there with NA. And they was talking about no matter what. This is in 91. I only had a damn few months clean. 91. Don't use no matter what. So I'm in a place with about 50 guys. There's guys selling dope. There's guys that got drugs all around me. And no matter what. I didn't lose the desire to do drugs till about 9 or 10 months in this program. So I still had that desire and dreams of using drugs. But I remember that phrase though. No matter what, don't use dope. Even though the guy that you bunking with got a fucking 8-ball on his bed. You know, don't use no matter what. I stayed clean in early recovery really out of the fear of relapse and going back to that old way of life. I wasn't really motivated by this program to stay. I didn't want to go to prison for sure, but I stayed clean out of just going back to an old way of life. I did not want to go back to where I come from, and that was jails, institution, 4 years homeless, sleeping in the damn streets, eating out of garbage cans. I did not want to go back to that. So I knew I couldn't use dope, or I wanted to use dope, but I knew the damn consequences. I'm like, damn, if I use, I'm going to prison for 10 years. Well, maybe they won't catch you. The shit talking to me. Maybe you can get by. Well, there was other guy that was getting by. Then there was a guy that was getting caught and they was being sent out to prison for 20 years. I'm like, that was sort of a deterrent. So that's where the no matter started. That's where it started at right there. Early recovery. And it probably started there for a lot of us. In early recovery, we don't use no matter what. Even though we have the using dreams every week, every month. I'm waking up sweating, waking up feeling like I've just damn hit. Get up walking around wondering, have I relapsed? But I still don't use no matter what. You know, an early recovery, man, was it was a struggle. It was a dark place. I was unhappy, pissed off, angry, resentful, regretful, remorseful. I was just in a dark place until I had a spiritual awakening. You know, recovery was just a dark damn place. I did what you people told me to do just because you told me to do it. You know, that was it. But I was not happy, and I did not enjoy being in that place. Well, but that's because I didn't have any steps behind me, though. I hadn't experienced this spiritual awakening of working the steps. So I left there, went to a halfway house, and it's still a guy using dope, guy selling dope. Now I got like 6 months, 7 months, and the shit telling me, maybe you can be like them. You know, you got 6 months now. You ain't never had 6 months clean before. Shit you can use now. So I remember walking to a meeting, right? And you had to walk to, this is a pretty good way. I didn't have a damn car there, and walking to this meeting, and I found a bag of dope, man, about 20 damn rocks in it. 6, 7 months clean. I picked this shit up and I'm walking to the meeting, right? And the program went to work. Just no matter what. I'm having a committee meeting in my head as I'm walking with this shit, debating on, do I use it? No, I can't use it. Maybe I give it to somebody to sell. And this is going to the meeting, on the way to the meeting. But I don't know, somehow, between picking this shit up out of the streets and before I got to the meeting, I had threw it away. I threw it away. because I kept remembering this no matter what, man. You can't sell this shit. You can't do it any other way. I did not want to throw that shit away, to be honest. I did not want to throw it away. But the only thing that kept me motivated at that time was no matter what. The shit is spiritual in nature, and I didn't even know it. You know, I relied on that phrase. Plus, I didn't want to let a lot of people down at that time. I didn't want to let a lot of people down. But then, as you know, as you work through the steps, it no longer become an issue. You know, I lost the desire to do drugs. I haven't had the desire to do drugs since. So that's really not an issue. But no matter what applies to sex, money. How about when I want to take my pistol to work and shoot every damn body in the place because I'm pissed off and I'm angry, I'm resentful. I got assholes at work. There's been several occasions where I wanted to do that. And my sponsor tell me, man, you can't do that no matter what. Like, what am I supposed to do? Using violence. I'm talking about using violence. I can't use violence no matter what. Even there is this asshole at work that get on my nerve. He tell me, well, pray for this guy. I'm like, okay. So I try that, and damn, it works. You know, it works. So I didn't have to go to work and shoot the place up because I'm angry and resentful. Shits get deep, man. Get deep. How about sex? You know, I haven't used drugs in a long time, no matter what. I haven't used sex as a weapon or a bargaining tool or whatever you want to. I haven't done that shit in a long time. You know, no matter what. Now, I went through a phase in recovery where sex controlled my damn life, just like the dope. I quit the dope and I picked up sex. I went through the same shit. Financial problem. I'm serious. I'm riding around on fucking E because I don't want to buy gas to put in the truck. I'm borrowing money from people. Trips to the health department. All kinds of shit. I was strung out on it. And then it got to a point to where, you know, something began to happen. I got sick and tired of it, just like the drugs. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of that. And then it came to a point where I had to grow up. You know, this program tells us we have to grow up. Now, I had to do some big boy shit. I had to learn that I couldn't just take my toys and go run when I'm pissed off and angry. I have to be a grown man, deal with the situation. That's what I had to do with sex. I had to quit using it as a weapon or a toy or a damn bargaining tool when I'm pissed off in a relationship. I never knew how to do that until I worked through the steps, right? No matter what. But then there's that no matter what part when I'm in this situation, in a relationship, and I'm pissed off and angry as hell, and I'll show you. I'll take my shit and go over here. But then the no matter what kick in, man. This when I'm growing spiritually in another area of my life, sexually. I'm growing spiritually in another area of my life. And I realize, just like the dope, I can't use no matter what. I just can't take my shit and run because I'm in a relationship and I'm angry. I'm pissed off. I gotta figure out what's the problem. I gotta resolve the situation. Then I had to start doing that. I had to start doing that. So today, that doesn't control my life. It doesn't control my life like it did a number of years ago. No matter what even applies to going to meetings. How many times in early recovery I would leave meetings because I didn't want to hear what somebody had to say in the damn meetings, right? I go to another meeting, or I avoid this meeting Then I had a sponsor tell me, man, you're gonna die if you keep doing that shit. You're gonna die. It's like, you're gonna have to go to the meeting no matter what. No matter if there's assholes in the meeting. No matter if you don't like, but there's nobody I don't like in a meeting. Early recovery was like that. Doesn't matter if there's somebody loud and forceful and running every damn thing. You still got to go to the meetings, man. So I had to use that same phrase right there, no matter what. And it took a while. It took a while to just go to a meeting and sit in a chair and squirm and, damn, I wish they would hush. Then I had a spiritual awakening, though, as a result of doing that. As I practiced that shit no longer bothered me, right? I'm not influenced by other people in the meetings, to be honest with you. I'm not influenced by arrogant, asshole, not loud, forceful, whatever you want to be. I have to allow people to be themselves. That's what I had to do. But it took practice to do that. So no matter what, man, that applies. We ain't just talking about dope. Sure, you know, that's what I had to operate on when I got here. But I can wind up in jails, institutions, and dead without even smoking dope if I don't practice that phrase. See, I can get my brain blown out fucking with somebody's wife or woman, right? Because I'm driven by sex. Serious stuff. You can die. So I don't take that statement lightly. It is a spiritual statement if I allow it to be, right? And I don't know if I really even have to allow it to be. I just have to think about it when I'm new and I want to do some crazy shit. And I think about that statement. Don't do it no matter what. And the beauty of it, though, is the other side, man, is always, it's a blessing on the other side when I practice that statement. When I think I can't stay clean one more day and I do it no matter what, the next day I'm still clean. If I keep that up, this program promises a freedom from active addiction. That is a promise. We all have to struggle in here in early recovery with the wanting to use dope, the dreams, the cravings, whatever else. That shit goes away if you stay around here long enough and work through the steps. It goes away. That's a promise. Well, I have to apply that no matter what to it, though. You know, I can't use. So to me, a lot of that's second nature. I went through a divorce in a bankruptcy in 2008. I thought about killing some motherfuckers. This is serious stuff. I thought about getting a package, right? I got 18 years, I think, at this time. I got to file bankruptcy. I don't even want to tell nobody. I don't want nobody to know that I'm going through all this. 18 years clean, this don't supposed to be happening to me. What are they gonna think? What are my sponsees gonna think? What are the people in this area gonna think? So I ain't gonna let them know that I got a fire bang. Well, I'm just gonna get me a damn package and come up. This is what this shit was telling me with 18 years clean, man. I hadn't got in that zone there where life showed up. And again, I thought about no matter what, Tony. With 18 years clean, it doesn't matter if you put some boys out there on the corner, you're probably gonna be out there with them 3 damn days later, or a couple of days later. Now, this committee going around in my head, right? I'm talking to myself, and God's talking to me too, but I'm talking and He's talking. I can do it. No, you can't do it. Well, I ain't got to touch it. Well, you eventually touch it. All this shit going through my head, man. No matter what, though, it stuck with me. And yeah, I thought about hurting some people. I went through a divorce, man, and and I had a sponsor. I talked to a couple of guys talking about sex here, right? I went through a separation divorce that went over a year and a half. And I did not get involved with any other woman during this time, right? The spiritual stuff. Even though I wanted to, and my mind was telling me that, you deserve it, hell, she's doing it, who cares? Then I had some people tell me, man, you gotta uphold your marital vows. I'm like, damn, no matter what. That's what they were telling me. You can't go out there and pick up another woman, you still married. We're going to a whole new level here, man, whole new level here. Whole new level. But, no buts. I got like 5 ex-sponsors, right? I called all these guys and they all told me the same damn thing. Damn sure did. And I didn't use. The result of that, man, my self-esteem went to a level that I had never experienced in my life. I never had a level of self-esteem as a result of doing that shit. No matter what. So I'm gonna end this, no matter what. Shit goes a lot deeper than drugs. Tell you what. Drugs, you can wind up hurting somebody, killing somebody, doing a whole lot of stuff in here if you're not careful. So no matter what, it's not to be taken lightly. That is not, I don't take any of our phrases lightly. But the no matter what definitely kept me clean when I really didn't even have the power. I relied on that phrase to help keep me clean in early recovery until I could stand on my own 2 feet. Until God gave me the power from working these steps to stand on my own. With the help of you guys, but that phrase is very, very powerful, no matter what. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Tony. Is JoJo in this room? Yeah, come on up here, JoJo.
I know it's late. Good evening, folks. I'm grateful for coming out named JoJo. First and most, I'd like to thank a God of my understanding, the program of NA, and people like you and me staying clean and serene one day at a time. This is a very good topic, no matter what, because I belong to a club called the No Matter What Club. By any means necessary, staying clean must come first. And then the no matter what phrase, it just doesn't talk about drugs. Because see, drugs may be the major one of our problems, but we have a lot of other problems. And I suffer from other diseases than just drugs. I don't throw no curves. I keep my recovery up front. I suffer from a disease of the flesh. I've been a whore all my life. Thank God today, no matter what, I'm not a hoe. Today, I know who I am today. I do not need a woman to validate who I am today. This program has taught me and shown me and helped me how to love a woman from the top of her head to the bottom of her toe. See, today I just don't focus on from the waist down. I focus on for the whole body. See, and years ago, I missed the blessings that these women gave me. It was all about me. See, I'm no longer that self-centered, egotistic, arrogant MF. It's not about me no more. See, I'm more closer to the grave than the cradle. See, I'm from the old school. I'm from the beam me up Scotty era. My drug of choice was crack. And I keep it up front. You know why? Because if I don't keep it up front, I can go back there. You're looking at a grateful addict, a grateful recovering addict, a grateful crackhead that OD'd 3 times smoking crack cocaine. And it's only through God's grace and mercy that I'm standing here. I had a spiritual awakening on December 7, 2007. It was 4:30 in the morning, 18 inches of snow and 10 degrees. It was this fool in Baltimore City in the Park Heights area dying on the corner of Park Heights and Quantico. I had my drawers on, my socks on, my t-shirt on, dying. Thank God it was some good Samaritan in the neighborhood that stopped their vehicle and called 911. They rushed me to the hospital. They hit me here 2 times. I didn't come back. But they hit me the 3rd time. I seen a light in this tunnel. That was my God giving me another opportunity to try to get this program right. Because see, I was introduced to Narcotics Anonymous back in 1972. Not by choice, but by force. You look at a grateful recovering addict that has 31 years of federal service. So if you had a federal job, you know, we had an EAP program, which stands for Equal Employment Program. Assistance, they assisted my ass for 28 years. But see, I tell a lot of my sponsors, a lot of people, I never relapsed. I changed my fucking mind. Because the way I changed my mind, I had the information. I knew the steps. I knew the traditions. I could help everybody else recover, but refuse to help self. And see, that's the worst person to be in. You know, I got almost 25 people in my immediate family in this program. I was the first one here and the last one to come back. My family prayed me back in this program. See, I used to go on a philosophy by what Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. My way or the highway. If I had the drugs, you did what I said. If I had the money, you did what I said. If you want to hang with me, you did what I said. See, I was one egotistic, arrogant, and look at me, 5 feet, 3 1/4, 140 pounds, and I used to love to freak before women every weekend. Hey, that was the insanity of my other disease, which I call the disease of the flesh. And until I got up for that other disease, I could not recover. So one of my therapists down the VA said, I need to send you to another 12-step program, and it's called Sex Anonymous. And you got to get a referral to go there. That program helped me get to understand who I was. That program helped enhance Narcotics Anonymous in my life today. See, I found out who I was, not who I wanted to be. I found out that I could be a loving, caring individual. I found out that I had a gift of love, but misused it, so I abused it. My gift of love is in service, not to me, but to others. Not just in this program, to my fellow man and woman. I love helping people today. I take my recovery serious today. I practice these spiritual principles in all my affairs and everywhere I go. I love going to conventions. I like meeting new people. I like exposing myself for who I am today, not who I was. I have no problem sharing my story, because by right I shouldn't be here. See, God got a message for me. I can see part of it, but I don't know the end of it. He said, Jojo, as long as you stay inclined with what I want you to do, you're going to live to be 100 years old. I'm going to let you break even Steven. 42 years of active addiction and 42 years of recovery. Then my God going to take me. I'm going to do my last meeting at 100 years old. You know how I'm going to do it? One day at a time. It's a process. And what I mean by it's a process? See, recovery is a process of discovering who I want to be. And it's a long-term process. I didn't become addicted overnight, so I can't recover overnight. I got to go through it. And one thing I learned in these spiritual principles is that feelings is like gas. It'll pass. It only got to stick one time. So go through it. Don't go over it, under the rubber, go through it. See, I practice these principles. Like, see, I know today, my yesterdays was misery. Today is reality and tomorrow's a mystery. So let me stay in the day. If I stay in the day, I can make it to tomorrow. Because this program is a one day at a time program. I don't care if you got 35 days or 35 years. We just got today. So enjoy it. Let me tell you where I'm at today. I love doing service work. In my area, I'm the vice chair of H&I. I don't mind going into jails today, because I know that door will open back up. I don't mind going in a mental ward, people on Thorazine or wherever they want, because there go me. I used to always say jails wasn't in my story. It took me 30 years to realize that was a fucking lie. I was in the worst kind of jail you could be in, prisoner in your own damn mind. Because everywhere I went, my mind went. Let me talk about my other disease, the disease of the sex. Oh, man, I struggled with that. I struggled hard with that. Every time I changed my mind, it was over a feeling. And this feeling was sex. If the girl did me right and she was using, I said, you got 5, go get me 5. Bam, there go 5 years. And see, I knew that what I was doing was wrong. But that disease was so strong into me. Because see, I come from a large family. And all we was whores, pimps. It runs deep. And I do say my sexual disease is hereditary. Because all my brothers and sisters just like me. They just didn't use like I did. See, I used to mask my feelings. I used sex so I couldn't feel the pain. What I do today, I pray Lord ministry don't pick up. I ask my God to help me. I ask people. When I came back this time, I met a beautiful woman. She got 3 times more clean time and recovery time than I do. We go to conventions all over the country. We sleep in the same room. We don't have sex. But see, one thing I found out, if you can find a friend in this program of the opposite sex, don't have sex with it. You have it for life. We know each other like back-in-hand books. I mean, hey, everybody think we're husband and wife. Everybody think we go together. We say we're just friends. And when you can find a friend that will believe in you, so you can believe in yourself, you got a winner. Because we all need somebody. This program just don't stand for Narcotics Anonymous. It stands for never alone. I don't have to isolate no more. I don't have to hide, wear those masks. See, this time around, the mask must go. Because see, I can be like a chameleon, man. I can blend anywhere I go. Because, you know, us recovering addicts know in our act of addiction, we was very acceptable to a lot of outside things. Not today. I got some principles in my life today. I love myself today. I respect myself today. And learning how to do that, guess what? I learned how to respect other people. I learned how to love other people. And I learned how to mind my fucking business. Because ask yourself this question. How many times you been in a situation when you know you should have said no and you said yes and you couldn't come out clean? I lost my clean thing a lot of times. Like I say, I've been in this program off and on for 42 years. I got sponsors now that ain't 42 years old. They don't call me sport coat no more. They don't call me Pop no more. They don't call me Unc no more. They call me Mr. Joe. That's changed this program. That's embedded in my life today. My God is showing me today and teaching me today, keep it simple, stupid. Don't mask everything. Just be straight. Be honest. Honesty is the best policy around here. If you're going through something, ask for some help. That was my worst problem. You know, today I got around 9 doctors. I'm a Vietnam War veteran. I fought in the war back in 67, 68. I love to kill people and I love to smell of gunpowder. When I came back, your great uncle said, I can't let this nut back in this country. I had to be deprogrammed. Up here. Talk about the insanity. And sometimes I do have withdrawals, flashbacks. But I know how to deal with them today. I take my medication. I talk to my therapist, my psychiatrist. Just like I developed cancer 4 years ago. Could you imagine if I was still smoking crack? Those lymph nodes would have been bumped. All I had to do is put another 20 on the bowl and it'll go away in my mind. But thank God I was in recovery. I was only on chemo for 6 months. The medicine worked. I've been in readmission for 3 years. Half the medicine I used to take, I don't even have to take no more. That's God showing me. Follow these simple principles in your life. My health today is my wealth. I got a sponsor brother, when I first met him, he's always say, I feel like a millionaire when it comes to my health. And I learned that from him. I go to my doctor as prescribed. I call up on the instant mailgram to see what my appointment is, what time I gotta be there, and I show up. See, I just don't show up in this program, I show up in life today. I take care of my 88-year-old mother. She's in the homeless home right now. She said, well, don't just enjoy yourself. I'll be all right. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm proud of you. I had a praying mother, because I took her through hell. Let's talk about all the finance and romances I effed up. I've been married twice, divorced twice, had 3 living relationships, and never loved nobody. I didn't even love my damn self. But this program had taught me how to love myself today. Like the other speaker was saying, I had to practice abstinence. I had to cut myself off for 18 months. Guess why? To get to know who I am. To get to understand the problems I suffer from. And believe me, sex isn't as great as we think it is up here. It'll pass, you know what I mean? It's just a physical connection that we have as human beings. But once you get around one, I could take it and let it fly. It's not about the quantity anymore, it's about the quality, if you understand what I mean. It's about quality today. When I tell somebody I love them today, I love them from my heart. I love women today. I abused and used women all my life. Look at the addict that didn't mind paying for his troubles and his problems. Money was like a coupon for me to have sex and things my way. Not the damn day. My check go direct deposit right to the bank. I don't walk around today with $400 or $500 in my pocket. I don't play the name game. You know, king for a night and pump in the morning. Trying to go half on a nickel. Walking to work or walking home. I mean, I had to learn through my experiences. And these experiences teach me to be the man I am today. I didn't come in here. I didn't come back in here like this today. I remember one time I had almost 4 years clean. And I got those 4 years clean through my EAP program. But see, as a federal employee, they couldn't fire me. As long as I said I need some help, as long as I went in around 13 treatment centers all over the world, a couple detoxes, around 20 aftercare programs. But let me tell you one thing I learned this time around.